Hey everyone, this is the Millennial Investor, and for this video I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to reflect on 2017 because 2017 was a really good year for me, and I kind of just want to show you my progress as a whole. So at the start of the year, my net worth was about $63,000. The year prior, I had put 1,000 into an HSA and 5,500 between a Roth and a traditional IRA, but it was really traditional heavy, and I wanted that to be more Roth heavy. I had put zero in a 401k. In fact, I hadn't even started a 401k with my company, which is kind of silly. But my savings rate was about 30%. So overall, my savings rate was higher than most households. So I set some goals for myself, and I'll tell you my net worth in a second, but I maxed out my HSA. I put in the total 3,400. I completely removed the traditional in terms of contributions, and by the end of the year I had put 5,500 in my Roth, and I had started a 401k in October of 2017, and by the end of the year I was able to get $4,000 into it. So really good start in terms of that 401k. My savings rate overall increased to about 50% as well. So I cut out a bunch of unnecessary spending so that I could help, maximize my financial future. So in terms of that 63,000 at the start of the year, by the end of the year, and I was actually kind of surprised by this, my net worth was 102,925, so over $100,000. In terms of my Roth accounts and traditional, I have about 3,500. That 401k I started is over 4,000 now, and Lending Club and Prosper about 6,500 in those. My company's additional retirement, which this is like a separate retirement my company has, is about 6,000, and so on and so forth. So overall, I run the numbers every month, and I hit $100,000, which is amazing. But it, it feels like it's the start of a journey. So it's not like, whoa, that's all I'll ever need. No, it's just kind of like the start. But I've kind of learned a lot throughout that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. But like I said, it's just the start. So throughout the year, I made a bunch of mistakes. I wanted to kind of focus on a few that kind of hit me hard, but I didn't kind of waver from them. The first was poor stock choices. I invested in a few companies. One was General Electric, which, if you look at their stock price right now, still isn't doing great. I don't think they're really up anything. So it's just one of these stocks where I thought, this is a good company. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and the stock price was down. So I thought, hey, I can invest in that. So I invested in it, and the price dropped. So I invested some more, thinking, I was buying stocks at a discount. But General Electric just kept going down, and they didn't recover throughout the entire year. So eventually I made a better decision to remove my funds from General Electric, as well as this other company, NAT, which is like Nordic uh, Tankers or something. Remove my money from those and invest it more smartly into other stocks. And that's been working a lot better than just kind of throwing my money at some stocks that I felt would do well because they were selling at a discount but had a previous history of doing fairly well financially. So, yeah, stock choices. In terms of fees, throughout the year I paid fees on a number of things that I probably didn't have to. So, I had this credit card that had a $125 annual fee on it that I had paid the last year as well as the year before. And in an age where credit cards are free, why am I paying a $125 annual fee to use one? In fact, I wasn't even using that card that much. So that was something I was paying, and I've removed it for 2018. So that's already kind of been remedied. Also fees in terms of like late fees for my license plates. I didn't renew my plates in time, so I had to pay fees on that. I did file my taxes on time, but I didn't file them in time throughout the year because I was like set up as married. So I had like married tax exemptions on when I'm in fact single, and it didn't kind of work out, and I didn't realize it. And when I tried to correct it, it was kind of too late. So I had to pay fees on taxes I hadn't paid. And overall, when I add those up as well as a few other ones, I probably paid about $400 in fees, and so that's $400 that that isn't working for me and that I've lost. And I've kind of chalked that money off as like life lessons learned, but they got to be lessons that have been learned. So I can't repeat those same mistakes because I don't want to take another $400 hit in the future. In addition, from time to time, I receive checks from my company and from other places, and oftentimes what I'll do is I'll kind of just sit on those checks, and sometimes I'll sit on those checks for months, and they'll just kind of be sitting on my desk, not doing anything. And that money can be working for me, but I usually just wait until I have not a stack of checks, but like 4 or 5 checks, and then I'll go to the bank and deposit it. So nowadays we have like you can take a photo of a check and you could just get it, deposited online. So that's what I've started doing, and it actually helps eradicate those worthless checks sitting on a desk. So hopefully in the future that's remedied. Also, in terms of food, I've kind of been trying to live a healthier lifestyle and everything, and I sometimes go to the supermarket and I purchase food, but by the end, I don't use all the food and it goes bad. So I want to say that I probably wasted about a month or so worth of food, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it was over the course of the year of food that I kind of like didn't finish or just kind of let go that expired or purchased new before the old was kind of, bad. So, I probably wasted about a month's worth of food, and in the future or for 2018, I want to be more mindful of how, when I purchase food, mindful of actually eating it and using it and not just kind of taking the cheaper way out or, eating out as much. So I did kind of cut back on the eating out, but I still eat out probably a little more than I should. So I'm talking like 3, 4 times a week, when in reality I should try to narrow that down to like 1 or 2. Okay. However, in terms of financial victories, I learned a lot more about managing my money and my earnings. I know that every dollar should be working for me, so I need to put it in accounts that make it work for me, even if it's only earning 1 or 2%. Something is something. It's better than nothing. Okay. I also put a lot away in 2017, and I that 2017 was a good year financially. The markets were up to record highs and everything. So at least I got my act together in a year where you wanted to get your act together. So I put away as much as I could, and I honestly think that 2018 is going to be better than 2017. So now that I know all that I know, as well as have all that money from the previous 2017 year, I'm hoping that 2018 like brings me some ridiculously good returns and some good news. Okay. Also updated my finances with my employer, so I'm no longer filing for married like tax exemptions. I'm now single, and I pay all my taxes up front, so I'm going to pay no penalties. I've also kind of reorganized how my money is distributed to my different accounts. And I started a 401k. So all good news, all great victories, and those are just the major ones. Anyway, goals for 2018. This first goal shouldn't be that hard to hit compared to how much I earned in 2017, but just reach a net worth of $130,000. So that's the bare minimum that I want to hit. And I definitely feel like I can hit more. But if you take a look at the very last one, I'm also hoping to put a down payment on a house. And that down payment is more than likely going to reduce my net worth in terms of financial net worth. So I want to make sure I have enough money for that down payment, so it will kind of affect some things. I do want to max out my HSA, my Roth, and if possible, and this is going to be probably really tricky for me, but I'm going to do my best, I'm going to try to max out my 401k. So that's $18,500 this year. Throughout this year or throughout 2017, and I'd say closer to the end of it, I've been kind of living a more healthy, more minimalist lifestyle. So I kind of want to continue on that path. So I don't want to purchase unnecessary things. I want to purchase things that are useful or the things that make me happy, or purchase experiences, not just stuff that kind of just sits there. And even though I'm probably healthier than I've been in a long time, I think there's definitely more that I can do. So I'm going to continue to try to eat less outside, do more exercise, things like that, live a healthier lifestyle. Because even if I'm doing well financially, if I'm not fit or healthy enough to appreciate what I can do with that money, then it'll all be for naught. So anyway, those are my goals for 2018. What I'm going to do is every month, at the start of the month, I'm going to also be releasing a snapshot of that month for all my accounts. So you're going to kind of see how much I progressed in that month, and hopefully, we'll be able to, get a better picture overall of how my accounts are doing. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. Sorry for the long video. This is the Millennial Investor signing out. Peace.